Hi guys, this is Alex from A&R Design, and today we're going to review the DWX full-size pistol. And we were so lucky in 2019 to have the original DWX Compact, which did not get released, but we had made the holsters for the Compact, which was supposed to be the original release, but now the full size is the release, so we had to rush our holsters and get them finished. We got them done, and we have DWX full size and compact holsters available on our website for purchase. Just note that the compact frame is different from the full size frame and it will not fit the same holster. That's kind of sad. But anyway, this is a DWX and we're excited because it's a weird, funky gun. It's a 2011, but it's not. It's just strange in a good way. Shadow 2 inspired grip. It uses P10F P09, the newer generation magazines. And it has a 2011 inspired slide and dust cover and trigger with a fire control assembly and sear assembly indicative of a 19 or 2011. It's weird, but it works and it shoots like a 2011. So that's super cool. But we can go through some really quick features on this gun and we'll get to shooting. Here's that red Anno DWX base plate on a P10F P09 mag. Haha. Oh, that looks familiar. Here is the P10F long slide competition magazines from my gun. Henning Group makes the base plates and the grips, and I would probably assume the trigger of this gun. So if you don't like the red Anno, stop complaining about it. Go buy some other colors. Or be a man or woman, grab a can of spray paint and spray paint the shit out of your grips. I only say that because the only thing I keep hearing on the internet since this gun released was, I hate red anodizing. Cool, most people do, but not racers. People that want to race production class, non-optics, in USPSA or IDPA, love flashy, bright colored things. And that's probably the target market for this gun. So just buy aftermarket stuff and customize it the way you want. Stop complaining so hard on the internet. Otherwise, neat gun. Like I said, Shadow 2 inspired grips. It's got the scalloping and the splines are very similar to a Shadow 2. It's got the interchangeable, works with P10F P09 mags, so mag availability is very common. It's also affordable compared to 2011s that usually start at $60 for a magazine. You don't have to pay $60 for a P10F mag. It has a steel frame insert, so the inside of the gun itself actually has a frame insert similar to a P320 or an Arex Delta, any of the ones that you can pull the frame insert out. So I'm excited, hopefully down the line we start seeing different grip packages and aftermarket packages available that fit the platform. But it's super cool. Front cocking serrations, front green fiber sight. The rear iron is what you would normally see on your Shadow 2s. 1911 inspired trigger. Mainspring of housing is this whole bit back here. It's all captured, which is nice. I didn't take apart that, so I'm not too familiar with how it's all assembled back there. I did peek inside the ejection port magwell, and you can see that there's a leaf spring in there, similar to leaf spring in a 2011 for your trigger reset and inner safety. So everything looks pretty cool. It feels really nice. It's got that nice ergonomics of the Shadow 2. It's just a very comfortable gun. It has an infinite amount of Picatinny. Most 2011s and Shadow 2s have one slot. This has all the slots. Just this continuous, never-ending dust cover of Picatinny rails. It's got anti-glare serrations on the top of the gun. That's kind of nice little feature. It's pretty. Just shows the fit and finish. Your classic 2011 bull barrel with a race crown. So super pretty. And we have a A&R AIWB holster that we will be running this gun on the range with today. So this isn't a new out-of-box gun. This gun was definitely fired when it showed up. Doesn't have a ton of rounds through it, but it definitely has been shot. Haven't had a chance to zero it. I'm burying that front sight post in my rear U-notch, and now I'm getting my hits, so I think I'm going right over the top of some of those farther targets. I do like that I can, unlike a staccato, the slide stop here, you can still kind of get to it. You can go up over the safety, and you can still get to it without having to change your grip. Whereas the staccato, my support side hand is what I'm using to drop that. The extended magazine release is nice, but I don't think it's necessary. If I was gonna carry this, I might get a slightly more recessed magazine release. And that's just because the grips are super aggressive, and running it hard, it starts to chew into your hand a little bit. So, I mean, I don't necessarily think you need a really big extended one on it, but it's nice. It's a nice feature for a race gun, but it's eating me a little bit. Oh, so much more fun to shoot when the irons are on. Gets hung up a little bit on the sear trip. You could machine that radius down a little bit and it'll be a little bit smoother. But man, runs pretty quick. Problem with fast guns is you run out of ammo really fast. Trigger feels good. It's got a little bit higher spring tension. You know, I wish it was a little bit lighter, just a hair lighter. Length of pull's nice. I would like a tiny bit more length of pull in mine, but I'm sure there'll be aftermarket opportunities to modify these guns soon. Probably going to have this optic cut by Impact Machine for a Trijicon RMR footprint, maybe put a SRO on it, because Scott posted a picture of a DWX he did with an SRO sunk into it. So I think that would be a really nice upgrade there. And then to kind of balance it out, throw like an X300 on it. They do fit our Staccato XC X300 holsters. So light bearing wise, the DWX does fit other 2011, well, I can't say other, they fit our Staccato 2011 holsters for the XC, which is nice. The muzzle is a little bit longer than an X300 on the DWX, whereas it's perfectly in line with the Staccato XC, but because we cut ours to the XL length back, it has the accommodation to allow the slide to pass through. So I don't know what the recoil spring assembly is or what they recommend for it. I don't know if it takes a 1911 style recoil spring assembly. So it would be nice to see other aftermarket options for this gun down the line. Maybe Springco makes springs for it and different guide rods. But with a 2011 style pistol, knowing CZ and Dan Wesson, they've built a gun that runs everything gun. If you want to put 115s, 124s, 147s, this gun will run. In 2011 platform pistols, I like to be able to kind of tune them to the loads that I'm shooting. So in my Staccato, my carry ammo is 115 Barnes, but I shoot 124 Blazer, and I don't have to swap out my recoil springs to shoot the 115 Barnes defensive loads, you know, and I do have an extra recoil spring assembly for my Staccato with 14-pound springs for carrying 147 plus P duty ammo. So I have that, but you know, it's kind of nice having the ability to change ammos and make your stuff softer or harder to shoot. Oh, that was me. My rock moved. See the recoil coming up? Its ejection's kind of weird. Golly. That mag release is chewing me up. I ride a little bit more forward on the gun. It is not, it's sharp. Feels nice. It's a nice shooter. I gotta spend some time getting on paper someday and getting really dialed in. It's not quite perfect on the Iron Zero, but it's close enough for this video. Oh, hello. All right, guys, this is just a quick and dirty video. I'm not getting into it too much today. We put a couple hundred rounds to the DWX. It's a nice shooter. Shoots like a 2011. It's got your P10F mags. It's got the ergonomics of the Shadow 2. Everything, I like this gun. This gun's a really fun gun to shoot. Controls are easy to use. It's got like an extended slide stop, super easy to get to. An unnecessary amount of Picatinny. If I had cons for this gun, unnecessary amount of Picatinny. Wish it came optic ready, but this gun was already so far in development in 2019. Pretty sure the project was probably paused and then revitalized. So get rid of all the Picatinny, and the extended mag release is nice, but it's such a it's a 90. It's such a sharp edge going into that knurling that you can probably see it. I got a white spot, so I'm already blistering from that mag release. So it would be nice to have some chamfers. So you guys know what chamfers are. This is a chamfer. Picatinny 1913, that's a chamfer, right? Take a 90 and you knock off 45 degrees. It would be nice if there was some sort of chamfer going around that extended mag release so that it wasn't constantly hooking into the palm of your hand. That's pretty much the only complaint I have, actually. Picatinny, cool. You could say it's lightning, it's light, it's, you know, making it lighter weight up front or whatever. But that extended mag release could just be a little less sharp around that edge. It'll make it slightly more enjoyable to shoot. I am finding myself, it's kind of breaking my grip because it's eating into me, so I'm loosening up subconsciously on the area so it's not biting into me as much. I mean, outside of that, I got no complaints for the gun itself. It's a shooter, it's soft shooting. It feels like you're shooting a race 2011. I'd like to lighten the trigger up a hair, but everything else, it feels really good in the hands. It's got a nice weight to it. Safety actuates super nice. It's just got nice clean lines, and it's a cool little Frankenstein gun. P09 mags or P10F mags, 320 grip, and a 2011 package, all wrapped up by Dan Wesson. I think this is definitely worth the price tag. I think the MSRP price tag on Dan Wesson's website is $29.09 during day of release. So for what you get in this package, you're definitely getting all the gun you're paying for. Thank you so much for watching. Comment, subscribe, like, share. Please help us grow our channel by sharing our videos. We put a lot into them. We'd appreciate it if you help us out too. Thank you so much for watching.